Hi, darling. Welcome back. As the festive season gets nearer and nearer, we know that South Africa's club culture is going to get hectic. And I wanted to highlight something. There's a certain culture within the clubs in South Africa where there are groups of mean girls in the South African clubs. And what I want us to do on today's video, we're going to watch a few videos that highlight the mean girls in a lot of clubs. And then I will read a few comments from women who have had very negative experiences in the club from other women within the clubbing space. And then I will also share my own story, then followed by a breakdown. Why is this happening? Why are the girlies, obviously not all of them, but why are a lot of women so mean in a lot of South African clubs?
Hold your horses, not jump like a frog.
Guys, I'm so sad that I've gotten to this point where I actually hesitate to tell pretty girls that they're pretty because of the reaction that they give. So one time I was sitting next to this girl and I was just like, wow. I was like, girl, you're so pretty. And she looks at me and she's like, what? I actually wanted to retract my statement. I was like, actually, umubi, because in here, no. And immediately when someone just has a bad attitude or they're just rude, you don't look pretty to me anymore. Why are you so mean?
You don't have to be a mean girl. You don't have to make that your whole personality. Aside from the fact that people go through a lot of things that we don't know, being kind won't kill you. But you don't have to be a mean girly. You don't have to be unapproachable. You don't have to make that your whole personality. You can be known as the girl with the deep voice, the girl with the lovely voice, the girl with the beautiful heart, the girl with the who smells nice, with beautiful hair. There's so many beautiful things about you that you could be known for than just being a mean girly, than just being the unapproachable girl. No, girl, don't do that to yourself. Man, there's no need. Ne?
Why do some females act like mean girls in a club? Why do you find being mean necessary? A club is a place where people are supposed to be vibing, having a lekker time, and being nice to one another. And I've experienced this more than once. When I step into a spot, there will always be this one group of girls that will look at me with such jealousy. They will look at me with such animosity, almost as to say what am I doing here or what am I wearing? Why do you guys do that? You look good. I look good. What is the problem? You want to make a problem where there isn't a problem. Huh? The way that I dress and carry myself in public is the way that I see myself. I take pride in who I am and I take pride in what I wear. If I'm not at the club with my mans, I'm at the club with my friends. I'm not there to steal your spotlight. I'm not there to be the center of attention. I'm just there to have a good time. And any girl that has ever met me or walked up to me, they can say one thing that is true. I'm a person that has a vibe. I'm a person that is friendly, even though I have a really don't approach me type of face. But once you speak with me, I am a totally different person. Hence, I can never understand the hate. I can never understand why girls act that way. Act like mean girls in the club. Especially when they are in a VIP section. Yeah! You see them acting like Beyoncé's. You see them acting like Rihanna's. For what? It's just a VIP section. Huh? You will see, for example, I step into a spot and I may not be the only one. We step into a spot and then all of a sudden it's we want to steal people's men. Aibo! No! Relax on Sukiya money. Can you guys stop being mean girls? Huh? You looking at me ugly or looking at me with jealousy doesn't make me feel a certain way. It doesn't make me feel uncomfortable just makes me see you for being insecure. That's the only thing I'm gonna feel. I'm not gonna feel scum. I'm not gonna feel like I have to hide my face or whatever. No, I'm still gonna have a good time. I'm still gonna be having a jolly good time. Stop being a mean girl. It's not pretty, it's not kosher, and it's definitely not sexy.
There's a post on TikTok by username Angel Nzimande. She was talking about how maturing is realizing that a lot of Cape Town girls are mean, which is something I honestly disagree with. I don't think it's just a Cape Townian thing. I think throughout South Africa, in the clubbing scene in particular, there are a lot of girls with mean girl energy within a lot of clubs around South Africa. If you've been a club goer, you will know these experiences. It's not uncommon to have to deal with a lot of negative things from section hands, section baddies, and just the politics of club culture. There's a lot of women who have had negative experiences in the club. The first comment is from Mish. This I remember in 2022, I was celebrating my birthday and I had gone to Saints and there was a girl sitting alone. She was pretty wasted. I started chatting her up and she told me that her friends had ditched her to go home while she was in the bathroom. And then she showed me her phone, which was dead, by the way. This poor girl was on the verge of tears, so I just offered to call her an Uber back home, which was far, and proceeded with my night. Don't get me started on Cape Town gents and using people as well. The next comment is from Hajira. Especially those at villa parties in Camps Bay, they will fight you for a jollof. I have experienced this firsthand. Newell. I was once walking in Cavendish. This girl and her friend stopped, looked me up and down, and then laughed. I even asked them, "What's wrong?" And they laughed even more. Shapeshifter says, "Mean girls, Sana, especially at Groove." And Angel responded, "I almost beat one up." Mila says, "They want aesthetically pleasing friends." And then Angel responded with followers. Katie, don't get me started on how they will legit laugh at a stranded girl and tell her to F off. Mean girls for sure. Togo says, "I was stranded in Mojo Market, October 2023. My phone died while trying to request. Went to these girls because they had a power bank. She straight up told me to go to hell. Like I andifuni. Elela nge Cape Town girlies. Not that she had to, but yo." And there's another different post from a different user who was also highlighting the mean girl energy that she's noticed within Cape Town, which I don't think is just a Cape Townian thing. I think this happens in a lot of major cities within the club scene. It's true, but it's not Cape Town girls. It's all over, which I agree with. And then there's also B who says, "And it's always the ones that are selling." The club scene is a very different place. Wherever there's money, men, women, alcohol involved, there will always be a certain level of competition. And the club is a place where a lot of egos are there. A lot of people are there to show off. It's a competition. We have bottle wars at the club for a reason. It is to show how much money you can get, or you can show that you can get the most wealthy man in the club. There's a competition. I remember partying in Cape Town a few years ago with my little sister. I went to this club in Cape Town, and for me, I just went there, no makeup, natural hair, simple outfit. I had my natural hair in a bun. As I'm dancing there with my sister, like the club was full of West African men. It was full of Nigerian men and a few South African guys. As I was dancing, for me, I'm with my sister, I'm in Cape Town, I'm happy, we're just having fun. So as I'm dancing with my sister, I'm making sure I'm not even engaging in conversation. Like even when gents come and dance with me, I just move away because I'm not here for that. I'm here for my sister. I'm here to enjoy Cape Town. So I remember I went with my sister to the toilet. We go to the toilet and we finish. I'm fixing myself up in the mirror. I remember this very short girl, because I'm very tall. I'm like 6 feet tall for those who don't know. I'm very tall. I'm here by the mirror. This short girl raises her hand and pulls my hair. She's like, "Inwele zako," is basically asking me, is this your real hair? Basically, the way she pulled at my hair, she tugged at it to a point that I was bending over. I got angry. I wanted to fight her. And then I looked around. It was a crowd of girls who had surrounded me with beer bottles. They were ready to fight me because apparently I didn't notice that that particular club in Cape Town was a hot spot for sex workers. A lot of the girls who were there were actually sex workers, and they wanted to beat me up because apparently I was taking away their clients. Not every person you see at the club is there to party. Some of the girls who are there for business. And for me, I understand girls, the economy is really bad. I'm not going to judge. We don't know people's stories, why they end up doing sex work. We don't know. But it was very scary for me. I'm like, I'm literally in the red light district. And I didn't realize that. Some of the girls who are going to clubs are there for business. So when we come in, when other women come in, you're a potential competitor. Even if you know you're not there for that, they see you as a potential competitor because clubs have now just become a hot spot. It's not about having fun. It's about business. It's about showing off. It's about trying to get a wealthy man. So some of the girlies who are there for the wrong reasons. Some of the girls who are also there are social media influencers. And one thing I realized, people who have a lot of followers, some of them think that they walk around with their followers. There's like almost like a celebrity status. And if you don't have a lot of followers, some girls don't even want to be friends with you. It's like they want to be friends with aesthetically pleasing people, with aesthetically pleasing girls. Ask yourself why. Why do you want to be friends with only pretty girls? There's a reason why you want to be friends with other pretty girls, because you know that if I'm friends with a pretty girl and we can post on social media, it's basically like a catalog. Like you can get potential suitors or maybe clients through your social media. So if I have a hot friend and I'm also maybe attractive and we have a lot of followers, so if I post her on my profile, there's obviously going to be some men who will DM and be like, "Hey, can you connect me with your friend?" and vice versa. So I've noticed that it is opportunistic in a lot of these cities, in a lot of these high-end clubs and all that. It's very opportunistic friendships. And that is another reason. Social media has created an illusion of celebrity. A lot of people think they are celebrities, even though some of them are funding their lifestyles through their body. Let's be honest, wherever there's a politician, there's a baddie. I feel like in South Africa, if we want to know the level of corruption in our country, we need to talk to the baddies. The baddies know everything. Remember Tebogo Tsobejane, who they tried to unalive? Obviously, she knew something. Like women who date very extremely powerful men in politics or business, entrepreneurs, they know a lot more. So there is that thing, like wherever there's baddies, wherever there's money, wherever there's rich men, there's always some shady business. The last point I feel like is very obvious. It's alcohol. Wherever there's alcohol, alcohol creates a certain level of, you lose your inhibitions. You're not as controlled. So one thing alcohol will do, it will highlight your personality even more, your underlying issues. So I feel like some of the girls who act very badly in the clubs, it's because of the alcohol. The alcohol is showing your true personality. So for me, I think the reason why there's a lot of mean girls in the club is because some of them are not there to club. Some of them are there for business. Some of them just want to make sure that they find the next client. Some of them are there because they are social media influencers. They need to promote their social media platforms. Some of them are just very drunk, which shows their mean character. Some are just there to compete to get attention of wealthy men. So obviously, seeing other beautiful women within the venue might cause some level of insecurity, some level of competition. And I want you to not generalize and think every single girl who goes to the club is like this. But unfortunately, even I have encountered a few people who are mean, like a few girls who are very mean at the club. So it is not an anomaly. It happens a lot. But I want to hear your opinions. Why do you think some girls are so mean at the club? If you got to the end of this video, leave the champagne bottle emoji in the comment section. Thank you, darling. Bye-bye.